Buying used opens up a lot of doors. You could find a mainstream car for less than the price of new, or you could find your dream car for a more affordable price. Edmunds data says the average new car purchase price is over $50,000. But can you find a used dream car for that amount of money? We're the right people to ask. Edmunds drives, tests, and rates hundreds of cars each year. As trusted experts, we've teamed up with CarMax to help you make the best car buying decision. So what can you get for about 50 grand? For starters, a used convertible sports car. BMW has been building iconic sports cars for decades. The M cars, M3 for the 3 Series, M5 for the 5 Series, and this car, the M4. These are the best of what BMW has to offer, and now you can pick up a used M4 for around 47 grand. It looks the part. It's low, it's wide, it's got these aggressive wheels, and under the hood, an engine to match. The M4 has a turbocharged 6-cylinder that's a monster, especially in a car this small and light. It feels super confident through the corners, too. Seriously, especially if you've wanted a sports car for a long time and you're finally buying the dream, the M4's performance will not disappoint. And although the ride feels firm and sporty, it's comfortable for a sports car, and it's even pretty quiet until you step on the gas. And when you do, the M4 is a blast to drive. Like our test driver said, this motor rocks. It's even surprisingly comfortable. These seats are really supportive whether you're cruising the highway or enjoying your favorite mountain road. Plus, it's a hardtop convertible, which means it'll feel just as sturdy and secure as a coupe when it's not convertible season. But not everyone's dream car is a sports car. What about something a little tougher? It's like a monster truck. If you're shopping new, you could get something like a Toyota RAV4 or a Honda CR-V with all-wheel drive that'll get you through a dirt road. Or you could dream bigger and step up to a serious off-roader like this Bronco if you shop used. For around $47,000, you can get a used Bronco Badlands like this, the ready-to-go off-road version of the Ford Bronco. In our ratings, the Bronco scored higher than the Jeep Wrangler because it's more comfortable and better to drive every day, while still being a beast when things get dirty. If you're dreaming of an off-road vehicle, this is the one to get. Part of what makes the Bronco so cool is that it can take you just about anywhere off-road, straight from the car lot. We had a Bronco as part of the Edmunds one-year road test fleet, and we drove it deep into the wild, where it conquered just about everything. That's thanks to a ton of ground clearance, four-wheel drive like a truck, these tough steel bumpers, and a bunch of off-road modes. And one of the best things about the Bronco is that, unlike a Wrangler, the steering is much better, so you don't have to make all those tiny corrections when you're driving down the highway to keep yourself pointed straight. Plus, there's a lot more space inside too. And if you're shopping used, you can easily find a Bronco with the more powerful V6 engine. There's still a fair amount of wind noise from behind the wheel, not really a way around that in a vehicle shaped like a box, but we think it's worth it for that iconic style. For some of us though, a dream car is more about luxury. Genesis GV70. Even if you don't know this one, it's one of our favorite luxury SUVs, and a used one is about the cost of a brand new upper trim RAV4, topping out around $44,000 for a nice one with the twin turbo V6. You won't believe how comfortable and quiet this thing is, especially compared to a comparably priced new SUV. Genesis is Hyundai's luxury brand, similar to how Lexus is Toyota's luxury brand, and they do a wonderful job of building a luxury car. The materials feel really nice, we love this big wide touchscreen that's super easy to use, and there are even nicer versions of the GV70 with super soft quilted Napa leather seats. It's got all the luxury features you want, and we rate it highly compared to SUVs like the BMW X3 and Mercedes-Benz GLC. Listen, we drive and review nearly everything, and Genesis may be a newer brand, but the GV70 can hang easily with the likes of BMW, Audi, and Mercedes. Plus, there's a lot of space in the back and a lot of space in the trunk. One downside, there's not a lot of interior storage up front for stuff like wallets, sunglasses, or cell phones. That's not great, and also neither is the fuel economy. But hey, no car is perfect, and we think those couple cons are more than worth it given how nice the rest of this thing looks and feels. But what if you want to strike that balance between performance and luxury? Well, you might want to go electric. Beautiful, fast, quiet, comfortable. The Audi e-tron GT is everything you want when you think luxury performance. And you can get one of these used for about $53,000. Wait, $53,000? Yes, that's the average price of a used e-tron GT, but it's pretty easy to find one for under 50 grand too. When you consider that these things were well over $130,000 on average when new, this dream can become a reality. That's Tesla Model 3 money for an electric car that's more luxurious, more exclusive, and more engaging to drive. It's electric, actually a cousin of the Porsche Taycan, but the Audi is much more rare. It's a beautiful car too, so you'll definitely catch people staring. You buy a car like this not only for how it looks in the driveway, but also for how it feels in the driver's seat. It's smooth to drive, and if you don't like that braking feeling you get when you lift off the gas in some other EVs, that actually doesn't happen here in the Audi. The seats are supportive and super adjustable, and the ride feels like a perfect balance between sporty control and plush comfort. It's super quiet too, and like some other EVs, when you step on it, it's properly quick. A downside of buying any electric car that's a few years old is the range. The Audi is rated at 238 miles, less than a lot of new EVs, but it actually covered 273 miles in the Edmunds EV range test. That should more than cover your commute, and if you're on the open road, it's capable of recharging a lot faster than most other EVs. Space isn't something you can work around though. The rear seat backs are pretty upright, plus the floor is high to make space for the battery underneath, so passengers approaching 6 feet tall may want to sit up front. Cargo space is tight too. Even with the compromise, this one's still worthy of dream car status if you want something sporty that's comfier, quieter, and more practical than that M4. Of course, it's important to keep in mind your other costs as well. Insurance and gas may run a little higher than you're used to, so make sure you do your homework. But again, shopping used and finding those deals may save you enough upfront to balance out those costs. So what do you think? Is your dream car more attainable than you realized? Are there any cars we missed? Let us know in the comments. We'll see you next time.